Hello boys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jaybur and this is a different type of video because this is the pilot episode of my new podcast with my two IRL friends, Nathan here and Chris here. Go subscribe to Chris. He needs the subs. He's not as good as I am. So yeah, but if you're liking
Follow me
it,
on TikTok.
links will be in the description. Anyway, so we're going to primarily talk about football, obviously on my FIFA-ish channel, but I want to delve into the real-life aspects of it. So, the weekend's games, we're recording this on Sunday, so if I get the results up today, will probably be a good debating session. Nathan's a Chelsea fan. Chris is a Man U fan. As you probably guessed, with the crap on his shirt. But, yeah, so, first things first, talking points from today. What did you think about it, boys?
Chris, I'll let you go first.
Nah, ladies first. Ladies first.
No.
Some fucking talk.
All right, all right. So, I thought it was embarrassing.
Really?
If I'm going to be completely honest, like the fact is, they went for a draw. They played for a draw. They could have won the game. They knew what Chelsea were like. And the fact is, you play Matic, McTominay, and Fred.
Wow.
All three of them. Matic passed it. Fred useless. McTominay lazy. And McTominay gets man of the match by Sky Sports. It makes no sense. Sorry, but he was lazy. The amount of times I saw him hiding behind players to make sure he doesn't get the ball in danger, and when he can't be bothered to make an effort to try close the Chelsea player down, just watching them. Sorry, no, that's embarrassing.
I think the most embarrassing aspect of it is that Ronaldo is benched.
Oh my god, I don't get why. Like, really, I just don't get it.
So, from a Chelsea perspective, Nathan, what did you think of the game?
I thought it was a good game. I thought, as a Chelsea fan and as the stats, and if anyone did actually watch this game, Chelsea were all over them from start to finish. I felt like United were good on the counter-attack. They had one moment in the first half with that Sancho, but obviously he didn't take under his control. But I couldn't fault the goal. It was a Jorginho mistake. And Sancho and Rashford, if you watch it, Sancho and Rashford were right there, pace, quick players. Sancho took his chance, and fair play to the guy. I mean, I can't fault that. It's a Chelsea error, the goal. Why are you having one player at the back while everyone's in the corner, in this penalty area for the corner? Why is one player? And not being rude, Jorginho ain't the quickest of players. He's not exactly consistent. I think Chelsea missed Kante today. Could have had Kante. Needed Kante, needed Chile. But
Chile.
Chilwell. Ben Chilwell.
Oh, Chile.
I was going to say, you didn't pick nicknames
Chili
now.
Willy.
Yeah, Chile.
I
thought United came in with a game plan. They knew it was a tough game. They probably knew they weren't going to get 3 points, but they came for a point. By the way, they set up with the 3 defensive players and Fernandes as a false number 9. I mean, I couldn't fault United coming for the point. It was a smart move, I felt.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-2 for Sancho now. That's one good thing, I think. But yeah, shall we move on to some of the other games that happened today? I mean, Leicester won their first win in how long? I think it's about 3 games, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 games. I think.
Man City winning against West Ham. That's a big one for Man City, and a big one as well as Brentford beat Everton. I think Rafa's on the edge there now.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
He's going to be gone if they don't pick it up before January.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. There's no way Everton are going to go down, but Everton wanted to progress this year, and yeah, it just didn't happen, did it? Hasn't happened yet. They looked promising in the first few games, I think, but yeah. Arsenal yesterday winning against Newcastle. We'll talk about Newcastle more in depth later.
Yeah, to be expected, though.
For some strange reason, Palace lost at home you know.
strange is Palace.
Oh, I would. To be fair to Palace, Vieira's come in.
Yeah,
He's not like Hodgson. He's not playing defensive. Vieira's coming. He's like, you're playing this way. He's playing attacking football, and I think Palace are playing quite entertaining football.
yeah.
Can't fault it. I
I
mean,
think we are. Yeah,
I think with Gallagher there, I mean, obviously Palace, there's always a chance that they can sign him, but the way Gallagher's playing, like he did at Charlton, Chelsea are going to ask 40, 50 million with him because Gallagher's playing well.
absolutely.
And his price is just going to keep going up because the more he's playing, the more goals, the assists, the way he's playing, Chelsea are going to think, well, we can get easily 40, 50 million for this guy.
Exactly.
Don't forget he's English as well.
He's English as well.
Price-wise.
Right. I mean, Gallagher's done well. He's an under-17s World Cup winner for England.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. He'll get there. He will get there, and he will be one of the best centre mids in the Premier League in 3-4 years.
But when he comes back off loan, do you see him getting a chance at Chelsea?
I actually do. I think I do. I think I see him overtaking Kovacic. I think Gilmour will overtake Kovacic in that as well. I think it'll be Gallagher and Gilmour.
Who's on loan at Norwich and who's done nothing?
To be fair, Daniel Farke never really gave him a chance, I felt.
Yeah.
I mean, he got man of the match yesterday against Wolves.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he played well when he had his chances at Chelsea, I felt. So I'm telling you, like, there's so much young talent coming up, whether you've come from an academy or you've been getting sent out, and there's so much young talent coming all over the clubs in England. I'm telling you, just watch.
And then they're going to be sold to like people like Liverpool and City and win the league with them.
There's always a buyback clause.
What they want,
mate.
It's what they want,
You know
isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, it's like a bit of a weird one, really, because I don't, as much as I like Conor Gallagher, I don't see him dropping Kante, Jorginho, Haver or Mount for him. I don't see a place for. As good as I think he is, I rate him very high. I think he's very underrated, but I don't see the manager giving him a shot because look at Frank Lampard, sent him on loan to Charlton, did fantastic, but then recalled him because we're in a relegation battle. It's like,
yeah,
and then he's just progressed since then. Like that season where he half the season played for Charlton, his first actual season as a professional, smashed it. Learned so much. He took that, plays the exact same way he does for Palace as he did for Charlton, which probably hurts a lot of Palace fans to say they played the same way. But yeah, just saying.
Easier division.
No, yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's just weird. I don't see him getting a chance. I think he'd be better going off somewhere. I mean, maybe Palace, but I think he could do better. No offense to Palace, but he could play for any top half team and he'd be a star. But Chelsea, I just don't see it because they don't really like using their homegrown players.
Yeah.
Well, look at the homegrown players they've had: Mount, Reece James.
Well, if by the end of the season he has to go to a top half team, I think he should stay at Palace because we're getting top half, mate. Guaranteed. If we don't get top half at the end of the season, I will wear a Brighton shirt. Guaranteed.
Oh, remember that? He said this live on a podcast.
Yeah.
And everyone just clip that because Jason hates Palace, Brighton with a passion.
I do. I get mentions on Twitter now. Every time we lose.
How about we up it then? How about you've got to go to Croydon dressed up in a Palace in a Brighton shirt?
I'll do that.
What size are you again, Jason, in football shirts?
Fat guy size.
Going.
But no, to be fair, the other games, Norwich.
Yeah.
I think Norwich.
Big point.
They got a good result against Wolves.
Yeah.
Draw. And Dean Smith, he's a good manager. I think he's quite underrated. I think as a manager, I felt he got sacked at Villa. I thought it was quite harsh.
It was.
No, it needed to be done. It needed to be done.
I think it's quite harsh. I personally think Norwich possibly, it's a very big if, but possibly could survive.
Maybe. You never know. I heard an interesting stat this morning as I went into work. I listened to TalkSport. And by this point in the Premier League season, Derby, when they survived relegation, they had one less point than Norwich have at this point of the season. They still stayed up. That
I mean,
is
if you think about it, it's still
interesting.
quite early.
Yeah,
We're still quite early into the season.
it's
Like, there's
13
still,
games.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's January still to come.
Yeah.
We're not even close. Like, we are close, but we're not
Mm.
that close to January yet.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the table, they're 3 points behind Leeds, who are in 17 as at the time of recording, and you know, they could jump out of that. I mean, any team hovering above that at the moment, Villa, Brentford, Everton, Southampton, they could get pulled into that fight. I think Newcastle may go down. They've got no wins. They're on 6 points. They're going to struggle. They're already 6 points behind 17th. And,
I mean, as much as
yeah.
as much as it is a 3-horse race at the top, but the bottom half is also very exciting as well.
I mean, the bottom is more exciting because if the fact is Newcastle, if they go down, instead of signing players like Haaland and all them, they're going to be signing players like Mitrovic.
Yeah.
Which is going to be absolutely hilarious. No offense to Newcastle fans. I don't like you or dislike you. I dislike you when you play United because you guys are loud. But end of the day, if they go down, it kind of says it all. And then if you sign players like Mitrovic, he'll get you out of the Championship for sure. He's a Championship striker.
Yeah.
But then you've got to sign him on the low.
Yeah.
Because he'll get you up, but do nothing for you in the Premier League. He'll mainly get you relegated because he can't score.
Well,
I mean, obviously,
scored against Portugal.
Oh, I mean, they also have Dwight Gale,
Yeah.
who's also a Championship player in the Premier League for some reason. He should just really stick to his level.
He didn't do too bad at Palace. He just
no, he didn't.
He's a bit of a
He was
sick note,
terrible.
isn't he? It's a bit. He's always on the injury table.
I mean, he was pretty terrible for Palace as well. I mean, he had one or two good performances in the season.
He was all right. I wouldn't call him terrible. He was all right, but he wasn't consistent.
He isn't a Premiership player.
No, absolutely
That's how I
not.
feel.
No, he's a bit like a George
Charlie Austin.
Boyd. Yeah, Charlie Austin, George Boyd. Many
Championship
players of that ilk, you know. So, moving on from that. So, Chris, what do you think about Ralf Rangnick possibly going to Man U? I mean, he's seen as a problem solver. He knows how to take relatively crap teams, make them play a very good way of playing. He's done it with Hanover, he's done it with Hoffenheim, he's done it with Red Bull Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg, but he's not quite won anything. He's taken them to finals, but you've got Klopp, Tuchel, Pep, they all look up to him. Do you think he can work wonders?
Well, I like what they're doing. They did actually smart thing bringing him in because think of it this way: he signed for like a half-a-year contract.
Yeah.
But he's been kept on after that as an advisory role.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's the first piece of business where I'm thinking, okay, leaving the football decisions to someone who's a football man instead of leaving it to Ed Woodward, who should be gone by now.
He could extend his stay. He said
it's embarrassing. Like, could you imagine going to your Monday to Friday job, for example, handing in your notice and being like, "Oh, I'm just going to stay on a bit longer." That doesn't happen.
I've done that before. I have.
So everyone other than Jay who's not done that. Oh, but it's just embarrassing. It's just the fact that the club have let it get to a situation where Wood is like, I don't really want to sack Solskjaer. I don't want this to be my last decision. It's like, your fucking decisions up to this point have been embarrassing. What are you on about?
Well, it's supposedly down to Joel Glazer, isn't it? He's got the final say.
I would say Woodward's got more of a say.
Yeah.
Joel Glazer doesn't give a crap. He's just like, yeah, cool, just get me money, do the job. As long as we get Champions League football, we're fine.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know nothing. The Glazer brothers do not know nothing about football.
No.
Oh, they're absolutely useless. I mean,
Hopeless.
but no, I do think Rangnick coming in could be a good sort of change up, but they need to get rid of Carrick and McKenna and Phelan. Why?
Phelan?
Yeah.
Phelan.
Under Ferguson. Phelan was brilliant under Ferguson.
Yeah, under Ferguson and who? David Gill.
True, fair point. I do agree with that.
True.
Then you got Ed Woodward, and then you got Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, and then at the time Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's just, I'm sorry, but they're blaming Solskjaer, just him for the mistakes, and he's the one who never led a training session, led it to his coaches. Who were his coaches?
Yeah.
They're part of the problem. Why are they still in the job and Solskjaer's gone? Either sack all of them, or just leave them in charge.
Somebody else said that. I think it was a pundit that said exactly the same thing as well. I can't remember who it was. It weren't Roy Keane. But I agree that generally when a manager goes, some of the backroom staff goes with him. And, you know, I personally wouldn't have put Michael Carrick in charge. I probably would have put Mike Phelan in charge. He's got a lot more experience of, you know, he's the assistant manager.
I think he's part of the problem as well. Like the fact is the way he's treating with Donny van der Beek, saying, "Oh, Donny doesn't really show as a United player." It's like, sorry, but he's better than McTominay. He's better than Fred. He's better than Matic. And you leave him on the bench week in, week out, give him like a 2-minute cameo. Sorry, but the last 2 games he's played well.
He has.
2 minutes to go till the 90th minute, and he gets put on. Like so. It's like you play well, but you're in the league against a big team. You're still going to be playing second fiddle third fiddle.
Yeah.
To bloody McTominay, Fred, and Matic. It's just embarrassing.
McMuffin. As somebody put on Twitter, I bloody hate McMuffin. Somebody take him off and song from McDonald's. Replied with, "Can you DM us your complaints?" No. It's about McTominay.
Scottish McMuffin.
Oh, I mean, do you know what's funny? It's just because McTominay came through the youth. People were so fond of him.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. At first, I thought he was good because he showed a bit of fight, but then he's just become lazy. He's not. He doesn't want the ball. He's not got a good touch. He doesn't like. He hides. Watch him in a game for 90 minutes. He will hide instead of moving and making space. Like for example, if we're on the ball, he's hiding behind two attacking players. He's like, "Oh, I don't want the ball. I'm not going to move. I'm just going to sort of stand here. Can they see me? No, I'm all good." It's embarrassing, man.
I think next few seasons he's headed for a team like, I don't know. No, fuck right off. No way. He's headed. He's headed for someone like Aston Villa, Wolves, Celtic, Rangers, Hibs. A team like that. Because when he first came through the system at Man, did he come through the system at Man U?
Yeah.
When he first emerged, he was good. He was pacey. He was everywhere. But now it's like he just can't be bothered. And you see
what I mean.
He was getting compared to like the Darren Fletcher of that era.
Yeah.
I mean that's embarrassing as well because Darren Fletcher wasn't. I don't get the comparison between Carrick and Fletcher. Them two were very, very, very overrated.
Yeah.
Judge me by my opinion if you want, anyone in the comments. But if you sit there for 90 minutes, watch Carrick and Fletcher both play, when you've seen the likes of Paul Scholes and Roy Keane together, it's no comparison. Paul Scholes could make any player. I'm not saying he made Roy Keane look bad because Roy Keane was in a league of his own along with Paul Scholes. That's why he was so good. But Paul Scholes and Roy Keane can make any midfielder at any level look like $1 million, basically.
Yeah.
Like, look at Carrick and Fletcher. They lived off Paul Scholes. Why do you think when Scholes retired and them two were still in the team, why do you think we did so crap?
And Scholes came out of retirement as well, didn't he?
And then we won the league.
Yeah. I mean, you hear about training stories from Roy Keane that he used to just fizz the ball at people, and they had to learn how to control it, and he would do that, 10, 20, 30 times before you got it right.
Yeah.
So, Newcastle. Eddie Howe Eddie Howe's just taken over. They've got all these millions now in the club with their figurehead. Their spokesperson is Amanda Stavely, who looks quite dodgy. You know, she's always got that look. But what do you see happening? Because I see, as we've seen in the past with Chelsea and Man City, they've had all this money pumped into the club, and it hasn't necessarily worked straight away. If you look at Man City, they had some really dodgy signings before even Mancini came in. You had Ben Gianni, who's that
Ben
other
Haim.
guy? Ben Haim, yeah. Even Robinho. Robinho weren't that good in the Premier League. Joe. There's another guy beginning with E. I can't remember his Alano. Yeah, Alano.
Alano, yeah.
Yeah.
Alano, I remember Alano, yeah.
He was decent though, Alano, but he was just he weren't that good.
I think the problem is though with that, Chelsea is different because Chelsea bought success straight away like that. There's no doubt about it. Chelsea bought the success. Like, in all fairness, Nathan, you cannot lie. Wait, let me finish. So Chelsea instantly bought the success. City brought it over a gradual period of time. They sort of built it slowly because it took them years to win a trophy. Look at Chelsea.
Yeah.
As soon as the money came in, trophy.
But they were already a top 4 side at the time.
Chelsea were becoming a top 4 side because they only just started getting into the Champions League. And then...
No, carry on.
I was going to say, because Chelsea, before Abramovich came in, Chelsea were becoming a top 4 side, were slowly pushing, just trying to get sneak their head into the top 4, sort of like what Tottenham were doing a couple of years back. And all of a sudden, the money comes in, Champions League, week in, week out.
I will agree. Sorry, are you finished?
Yeah.
I will admit, right, you look at Chelsea's history before Roman, there is history there. You look at our histories in the 90s and stuff like that. The history was there. Not as great as it is now.
What history?
Oh, mate, you know this history. We've won FA Cups and stuff like that.
When they did win FA Cups.
They won FA Cups. We scored the fastest FA Cup goal in 16 seconds. Roberto Di Matteo against Middlesbrough. So, I will admit, if it weren't for the money, Chelsea might be lucky to get top 6. If it wasn't for a rich Russian billionaire owner who came in, pumped in money, Chelsea would either go 2 ways. They'd either win it, like how they start off small, or they would just be an average team. Like, top 6 would be a bonus for a club like Chelsea without the money. I will admit that. So, all right, yeah, they have bought it in and stuff.
I was going to say, you're basically just admitting what I've agreed with what I said.
I do agree with you. I do agree with what you have said because obviously I supported Chelsea from 2000. I was 5 years old when I supported Chelsea, so I was there before the Roman era. And of course, times were tough because obviously Chelsea built you up for hopes and then they let you down. But obviously the money has been pumped in with the players that we bought: the Drogbas, the Lampards, the Diego Costas, the Damien Duffs, the Joe Coles, the Ashley Coles, all them players, the Iron Robins, the Petr Cechs, stuff like that. They're not all homegrown talent. They're all bought and stuff. But you look at Chelsea now, I will admit the money's been pumped in, but you look at Chelsea with the youth academy, like everyone's just talking about our academy, like we've got the best. I feel like we've got the best academy in England. I feel. I would say that personally myself. And the money has obviously helped.
Wait. What? Best
academy in England.
Give me an example of players.
Best academy in England.
Youth. Like, yes, you got the
Kevin De Bruyne, Mo Salah, Romelu Lukaku, John Terry.
They were all bought. I will admit that.
Lukaku was definitely bought. I think, De Bruyne was as well. I think Salah, I don't know actually.
He was bought. He was bought from Fiorentina.
Okay, so name
they were bought at young ages, though, weren't they? They were bought at such young ages that they had to linger in the youth system for years before they got their chance.
But still not exactly like, for example, come through the youth. So, go on, Nathan. Give me one player, like a Chelsea player came through the youth who's a really good player.
Mason Mount, Reece James. I'll give you 2 right now.
Mount is very, very overrated.
What about
really,
back?
No, I would say Rashford's quite overrated, to be honest.
He's massively overrated. I can admit that.
Rashford fucked it out for his country. He couldn't do it on the biggest stage of them all, I felt, to be honest.
Wow.
I mean, to be fair, you can say that because he missed a penalty, but look at the fact that Mount did absolutely nothing for 90 minutes or 120 minutes. Literally played the whole game as an attacking midfielder and was rubbish. I mean, you got to admit he was. But we're sort of going off topic here, so let's get...
Yeah, we are kind of going off topic about...
We can talk about that. But yeah, like, what was he talking
about?
About
Newcastle. So basically, I think this is a very unique situation because when Roman Abramovich bought Chelsea were top 6. When Sheikh Mansour bought Man City, they were mid-table. They were like one of them, like Southampton. The threat of going down, but they didn't go down.
Yeah.
These guys have come in now to a team that are bottom of the Premier League, no wins, 6 points, and 6 points off of safety. In a very, very competitive league, which is more competitive than when Man City were bought and then when Chelsea were bought. So I think it's going to be very hard for Newcastle to stay up unless they spend a shitload in January.
I think they have in total 200 million to spend, roughly, but they can't really spend it all in one go unless they let people go.
Not in one
window. I heard they only had 50 million to spend in January.
Wow. But even with that, you could buy a few good players that would improve that team.
I think they'll probably get... I reckon Jesse Lingard will go to Newcastle in January.
Nah.
I reckon Jesse Lingard
He's going back to West Ham, I think.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, look at him today. He was embarrassing. Him, Fred, and all them are embarrassing. So I hope they go Newcastle and relegate them. That'd be hilarious.
Jeez, listen to Gary Neville over there.
I do think Newcastle will sign a few players who are deadwood. And I think Newcastle, it will take... Like, it took Chelsea a year to build. It took Man City a few years. I think Newcastle are looking at 8 years to build.
But to be fair, Newcastle need, like you mentioned earlier with Robinho, Newcastle need that marquee signing to put them on the map, basically.
They need one per window, I think. One per window.
Like
that's what City did slowly. They sort of bought Robinho, then Vincent Kompany came like a season later, I think. And then he was the figurehead.
Then they got Aguero.
Joined a year later.
Yeah, Carlos Tevez as well.
I feel like Newcastle. I feel like Newcastle will have a busy summer than a busy winter. We all know that.
They need a busy winter if they're going to survive.
They need to, even if they get people on loan.
Yeah.
You know, even if they go, okay, we'll get you on loan with a view to buy you in the summer. If they get, like, I don't know, just off the top of my head, Leroy Sané, a bad example, but...
No, it's a good example. He's not doing well.
Yeah.
He's not doing well at Bayern, and I could see him doing a move back to the Prem.
I actually see... I don't think it will happen, but someone like Gabriel Jesus from Man City will be good for Newcastle.
He won't go. If he's winning titles at City... And
the thing is... City need a world-class striker, and Gabriel Jesus is not a world-class striker.
No, he's not.
But he's a good backup for those occasional games when, for example, if they sign Harry Kane in the summer, then they're going to struggle to score goals if Harry Kane's having a bit of an off time, so then they bring on Jesus. Like they did with Aguero.
Yeah.
It's the exact same sort of thing. That Jesus is there as a backup.
Yeah.
But I think what Newcastle need to do is they need to identify good quality first-team players that aren't getting a chance at their club and try and sort of swipe them away. People like Jesse Lingard.
Would you leave Donny alone? Do not touch him. Do not touch my Donny.
People like, what's his face? At Liverpool. Oxlade-Chamberlain. You know.
Yeah,
people like that.
He won't leave. He's winning trophies at Liverpool for sitting on the bench and coming on for 15, 20 minutes.
Exactly, and it's a balancing act with these players because are they going to want first team football at a team that are at the moment going down?
Yeah, but then to be fair, Chamberlain left a team like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I also think
his opinions aren't mine, Arsenal fans.
I also feel
they are.
I also think someone like Dele Alli will suit someone like Newcastle.
Yeah.
Tottenham need to get rid of a few deadwood in that club because Tottenham are not gonna. I think Conte is going to take Conte time, so I think Newcastle will look at the deadwood at certain clubs like Dele Alli and obviously Lingard. I personally think Fred might go. I think they'll just look at certain clubs from big names like Man United.
Fred would be good for Newcastle.
Fred will be good for Newcastle, I feel. I think that'd be a good
he'll
move.
be absolutely dog shit still. Yeah.
That means he'll be good for Newcastle.
Yeah.
He'll blend in with the culture perfectly.
I mean, to be fair, it is still very early in the season, but with the way things are going, Newcastle could be like the richest club in the Championship.
I mean, to be fair, I'm just worried if Newcastle end up like Charlton. Because I don't know if you guys remember this company called East Street Investment.
Yeah.
They took over Charlton with all the promises, all this whole thing. Oh, Charlton will be the richest club in the world, or in the whole of the Premier League, or the whole of the country. We were promised all that good stuff. They came in. What's his name? Matt Southall.
Yeah.
Who was part of that company, stole thousands and thousands of pounds, spent it on cars, a house, all that from the club. And then him and the main guy, whatever his name is, got in a massive heat debate. And yeah, he's apparently in charge of some other club now, stealing money.
That was a really bad fallout at Charlton. That was, and I felt sorry for the fans as well, which is not easy because I'm a Palace fan. But
we had to share your ground again soon.
Absolutely not. But
it's happened once. We could do it again.
Yeah. We were even we used to share with who was it? Wimbledon. Oh yeah.
David Beckham, halfway line. Oh,
one of the best goals of all time. One of my favourite goals. That was. He just went over and just went. Yeah. So
But no, I think with the Newcastle topic, I think Eddie Howe. Again, he ain't a terrible manager, but is he the manager for Newcastle? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a disappointing appointment, but I wouldn't say it was a great appointment. I think someone like Nuno would have suited Newcastle.
Yeah.
They're very, very similar, though. Nuno is a little bit better, but they're both very defensive. Actually, is Eddie Howe defensive or is he? No, they're both defensive managers.
But obviously, Eddie Howe will get given time. Whatever happens this season, he will be the manager of Newcastle next season because he's coming midway through this season. He's obviously got money to spend in January. He'll get given money in the summer. He'll get chances. If they do stay up, he'll get given more money to buy more players.
Yeah.
Is he not an interim though? Like for example,
he's not an interim. No.
He's actually a full-on manager. So I think he's got like a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
But what if they're like, for example, Unai Emery, their main target becomes available?
He won't leave Villarreal from Newcastle.
Yeah, they tried.
I mean,
they tried,
but he's not going to leave halfway through a season.
Yeah.
Think of it this way: in the summer, and he says he's open to negotiations and they promised an open checkbook, or would it rather be mid-table Villarreal?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, Eddie Howe. If you look at his track record, he's only got Bournemouth promoted, really, hasn't he?
He's kept him up for a few seasons.
Yeah, he kept him up. But is he the guy to keep Newcastle up? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Don't forget, he's also the man who got Bournemouth relegated.
That's true.
He is.
Especially during the restart, because when it all restarted again, they got relegated and stuff, and they were in a tough position before COVID, and then obviously during the restart they got relegated, didn't they? So
it's all good. People saying he kept them up, but end of the day, relegation still stands up on your record.
Yeah, it does.
But maybe that's his step back for him going 2 steps forwards. He's got a lot more money at Newcastle. He's got better quality of players at Newcastle. It remains to be seen what he can do.
I would love to see, Newcastle go down and True Geordie absolutely losing it. True Geordie, come at me.
We all know the story.
We've had a call out already on the first podcast.
We all know what Newcastle are. They've been relegated twice and they've bounced back straight back in the season, won the Championship. So if it was to happen, they'll come back, win it for the third time in the Championship. And then obviously, if they got relegated and if they did get back up and if they did win the Championship, promoted teams attract players.
Yeah.
So
it attracts a lot of money.
But they don't attract the names Newcastle want, is what I mean as well. Because they attract players, yes, but they don't attract the players that they want. Because, for example, Newcastle right now, if they stay in the league, that will attract players.
Yeah.
They go down and come back up. Just because they're a promoted team, they've got to wait another couple of seasons to attract the players that they want. Because, for example, if you're a Premier League player, or if you're a player who's quite decent, and you wanted to move to a Premier League team and be comfortable and push yourself to go further. For example, who are you going to join? Someone like either Palace, who mid-table back and forward. No offense, but it's true.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
Or someone like Leicester, pushing for that 4th spot every season.
Who will never get it.
Or would you rather Newcastle, who are just coming up from the Championship?
I'd rather play for
Money
Palace.
talks.
What do you mean you rather play for Palace? So you want to miss out on European football, is what you're saying. All right, so Nathan's relevant for this, and Jason, I know I said Palace, but pretend it's Brighton, for example. So who would you choose? If you're a neutral,
Not Brighton, that's for sure. Do you know what, right? I think this is not being disingenuous to the high quality players out there, but money talks, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wages talk, everything.
You
Agents
offer,
fees.
I don't know, you offer like a son that's sort of in a, like Luis Suarez. You go to Luis Suarez and go, we'll double your wages that you've got at Atletico Madrid. Come to Newcastle.
He'll go.
He's nearly at the end of his career. I'm just using him as an example.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or someone like Thomas Muller, or I don't think Thomas Muller because he's a one club man. But then again, I said that about Messi not long ago, and look what happened there.
I knew he was happening to him now.
Huh?
He's a flop. I'm sorry, but when you got Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar lazily strolling on the pitch, not putting one bit of pressure on, Messi was terrible. I love it for nothing. The pundits are biased as hell. I had to hold my tongue there so badly from not swearing. But oh my God, Messi does one thing. They're like, oh my God, Messi did this, but Mbappe did all the other hard work. Messi did one pass.
Yeah.
Where's the confidence for Mbappe? Oh my God, Messi did this.
Yeah, Messi.
Play Messi a bit deeper. That's what I say.
I just don't.
Kind of deep.
I think the only reason Messi went to PSG was for the money. He wouldn't have gone otherwise.
Look at it this way. You had Premier League teams wanting him for an actual challenge. This is why I say Ronaldo's better, not just because I'm a United fan. Well, yeah, that as well. But
Ronaldo is better.
Yeah, no, but feel this way. Ronaldo, 37, goes back to the Premier League when he knows he's going to get kicked the shit out, ridiculed.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes, he's going to be battered and bruised. Messi. Oh, looks at the Premier League. Premier League, competitive, challenge. French League on. Easy. Win the league every year. No competition other than Champions League.
They didn't win it last season.
True. So what do you go for? Do you go for a challenge or do you go for an easy payday?
You go for a challenge.
If you're at that stage of your career, if you're Messi, I mean, his situation is a bit different to most other people's situations. He had no choice but to leave Barca. They couldn't afford him. He tried to play for free. They wouldn't let him. So he had no choice but to go. But he's how old is he? 35?
35, 36, yeah.
He knows he's going to get one last mega payday out of. Well, he probably would have got it out of Man City, to be fair. But everyone
Again,
wants
that's
to
what I
play
said.
with Mbappe, right?
I don't think it's that. I think it's just the fact that
Yeah.
Messi is. What I've always said, he's a great player for Barcelona. For Argentina, he's good.
Yeah.
For Barcelona, he's great. For PSG, It's because look at the midfields. Look at the last few seasons Messi had at Barcelona. He wasn't as good as he was previously. Yes, you can say old age, or I'd say Iniesta, Xavi both leaving.
Busquets, not really the player he was as well.
I mean, he's always been crap.
He's alright.
Been all right. He hasn't been groundbreaking or anything, has he?
But no,
He's solid. He's solid.
I just think with the Newcastle thing, maybe Messi could have gone to Newcastle.
No. Don't be silly. No.
So
I mean, come on, you're telling the guy who loves the warm weather, loves the money and all that, and the cities and stuff like that. He went to Paris to go to Newcastle.
Newcastle's a good night out, mate.
It is, but then you got True Geordie there.
Yeah.
Like, why Iron Man?
Anyway, on that note, closing thoughts. Just in one word, you two. Are Newcastle staying up?
No.
Yes, because if they do, I want True Geordie on the podcast.
Jason?
You love him. I think they'll stay up by the skin of their teeth. January's going to be a big month for them, put it this way.
We should have this conversation at the start of February.
Yeah.
After the transfer window.
We'll revisit it.
Too soon. Yeah, because now it's a bit too soon because we can say this and that, but Eddie Howe has not been able to bring anyone in.
And it's been
have
2
his
games.
say. Yeah, so I'd say at the end of January, we would definitely revisit this and be like, all right, what do we think? Relegation? Staying up? And then we'll discuss how Chelsea have flopped as well.
Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it. Put your comments down below. Do you agree with us?
Geordie.
Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Put the discussion down below. Put a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to me. Put the notification bell on. And follow these guys on socials because, yeah. Anyway, see you later.